Okay, continuing on with the 53 AMT Corvette. Here we have, of course, in the background is the rough draft. Here I have the body that I'm currently working on, and I want you to pay close attention to where the seams would be. This has a primer, a white primer, flat white primer coat, and it's ready to be painted. Any imperfections that you're going to see with your naked eyes on the body itself will show up in your finished product. So you want to make sure you sand that. I used there's fine grit, 400 grit, 600 grit, and above sandpaper. You really want to get that smooth. Anyhow, I used, like I said, the Squadron Putty White to fill in some of the seams. You never want to use paint as a means of filling in cracks, gaps, crevices, because it will not work. So patience is what is required. Okay, another thing, the axle. I had a really hard time with this axle. The axle itself has a couple of little nubs at the end that the wheels fit into. They're really short nubs, and it doesn't really work. So what I did was I took a 2.35 millimeter drill bit. I'm not sure what this is in standard. And you first cut off the nubs and then drill it out on both sides. And then you're going to get a 2.35 millimeter aluminum rod, plastic rod I suppose will work, and I took this rod and I sanded it so that it will fit in the axle itself. Now this is overplay, but this is just to give you an idea of what you want. Also, there's the piece of plastic that I don't have, piece of plastic rod somewhere around here. I know my videos are really screwed up. That fits over this, and that will fit into the wheel. So what this will allow you to do is it gives you some play as to how far out you want the wheels to stick. I wanted mine just to stick out just a slight bit. You can see stick out just a slight bit. Maybe you want yours tucked in like the front's kind of tucked in, which also you're going to use this method to also the front wheels. Front wheels is just a straight axle. And I know we talked about this, I do have this piece which I decided to forego, but I am going to use the bottom piece to cover up over this so that you don't see just that plain axle. Okay. Next I want to talk about the motor. Okay, here we have the second motor. I went ahead and put the two block halves together along with the manifold and the transmission, and I just painted it all blue. This one I did paint the transmission silver, and the reason I left it off this one is because I'm going to use silver and black highlights. But just to give you an idea what it looks like, this only has two detail parts on it. It has the header that I painted. I didn't actually paint it. I used a silver Sharpie. And then you have the side carbs. I don't know if you can see that too well, that are chrome, I painted some of it black, as you can see right here. This part's black. I used the silver Sharpie to paint the carburetor part, and then the intake, if you want to call it that, the 3 intakes were flat gray. So what you want is you want to strive for contrast. When people look and see your motor, it's the contrast that's going to stick out. Using a Sharpie, different color Sharpie, just to put some touches of contrast will make your model stand out. It'll make it more realistic. So these are real simple. I'm not a good model builder, but I'm just trying to impart onto you some tips that I've learned from watching other model builders that can make your plain Jane, this is an awful model by the way, plain Jane model stick out a little bit more. Like I said, this is a rough draft, but this is what I want my finished product to look like. And it does help tremendously if you have 2 kits, you work from 2 kits, you have backup parts in case one part messes up, and you have something you can learn from. Okay, you made a mistake, well, okay, this is corrected on the final product. And that's it for this edition. Thank you.